Hey guys, David Wampler here. Today we're going to look at the Trijicon SRO. So far I've got about 300, well no, probably more like 500 rounds through this gun with the optic on it. And I'm not really going to go over the details of the optic, the stuff like, you know, the size of the glass and all that jazz. You can look all that stuff online. Really what I want to go over is the dot on my Chaos and how it runs on the open gun. So far it runs fantastic. This is the 5 MOA version. They make a 1 and they make a 2.5. I've really campaigned the 2.5 Delta point. Till this point I've tried RTS2s and various MOAs. I've tried the Holosun 510C. Truly the Delta point was my go-to optic. I mean, I've had one or two of them go, I've had two of them go down due to the internals. Now if Trijicon lives up to its name and the internals on this puppy are the same as, let's say, their RMR, I got high hopes for it. So far this optic has run fantastic. Once again, I've only got like 500 rounds through it, so you know, time will tell. Now, but real quick, let's go over this mount. Atlas has done a fantastic job with this Trijicon SRO mount. They did a great job, as you can tell here. I mean, this is a 9 major gun, so it's got a lot more sporadic brass ejection than, you know, your typical 38 Super Comp that has more uniform brass. There's so many different types of 9mm out there. You know, you need to make sure you have good clearance of your ejection port, and you'll tell, like right here, plenty of clearance right there. You can see where the bolt, or where the barrel is, and where the inner orientation of the mount. Adam made a fantastic mount for this. I can't say enough. I mean, the blast shield, it looks a little bit small, but let me tell you, I probably wiped this optic down twice since I started shooting it. And I mean, you know, twice in about 500 rounds is pretty good. And that's with shooting coated bullets, blue bullets. Running, let's say, an FMJ, I guarantee you probably go, you know, full training session before you really have to wipe it down or anything like that sort. So with that being said, the glass in relationship to the popper holes, I thought that I would be having to clean the glass a lot more often, but I'm not. I mean, I'm really happy with where the optic's located on the gun. It is about a 1/4 inch further forward than the Delta point, and that's what also led me to believe that I would have to be cleaning the glass a little bit more often. On the Delta point, I can go, I don't know, endless practice sessions without cleaning the glass. The most that I get on the glass is like oil from the gun. It's not really so much as like from the, you know, from the popper holes or the blast or anything like that. With the Delta point, that's with the Trijicon, I do get a little bit of blast, but it's nothing compared to like if you're running the 510C or like even the RTS2 mount where it's a little bit more forward. With that being said, one of the things that I've noticed is shooting the 5 MOA. It's a great middle, I guess, halfway point between like what seems to be like a 6 and the 2.5. I know I say it, you know, it's a halfway point, but I really do like how the 5 kind of out at 25 yards. I mean, you can see I've been shooting a partial, well, a fully exposed IPSC target with a really tight upper partial at distance. And I'll say, you know, it really does its job. One thing you do need to consider is it is a little bit higher of an optic. I've noticed that the holdover and the height over bore does play a factor. I did have quite a few low hits at a distance that I'm not used to with the Delta point. Usually the Delta point's like a little bit more in line. You don't really have to worry about like holdover, but this actually plays around almost a little bit like the typical slide ride Seymour, the old-fashioned style. Sometimes you have to hold a little bit higher on those close targets to make sure you don't dip them a little bit low. So far, no downsides to this optic. I mean, it seems like it's built really well. The battery door is a twist in. It's very, very, very nice. I haven't really dove inside of it yet, but that will come here shortly, and I'm sure I'll have another review out of that. Now, I will put a picture up here in a moment. One thing I did notice, it's getting a little bit, I guess the sun's kind of going down here, and there is a, when the sun's coming over the top of the berm, there can be a glare on the glass. And the glare is actually, it's very, very, very distracting. It's something that, you know, especially down at, like, let's say frost-proof or these other ranges that you shoot at where you have either in the morning or in the afternoon and or both, the sun coming up and going down, coming right over the top of that berm, you're going to get direct sunlight. Well, that sun comes in, it doesn't just reflect off the lens, it comes in, reflects off the diode. And believe it or not, if you have ever looked at a Delta Point Pro, the way that dot looks, and then if you put that dot in this glass and then also had this dot side by side, that's what the glare looks like. It's actually probably one of the worst glares I've ever seen. And it looks almost like a dot, and you could very, very, very easily get that really finite red dot glare confused with the actual red dot. It's something that, once again, I'll post a photo so you can see it and make the comparison yourself. But I did notice that in those funny situations where the sun's coming over that berm in the morning or in the evening, you are going to get some glare, and you're definitely going to have to make sure you know exactly what your dot looks like. Make sure it's that finite circle opposed to that little red starbursty thing that's going to be there, because you could easily get it confused. All right, guys, well, that's my review so far. I'm going to continue shooting it, and once again, Atlas Gunworks. Appreciate it, guys. We're going to keep running this puppy.